Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, The English Web. I am Bhageshri. I was going through the videos on my channel last week and I realized that although there is a video on pronouns, there is none on relative pronouns, which are really important when we talk about English grammar. So in today's video, I shall be focusing on the 5 relative pronouns of English language. Relative pronoun is who. So who is used when we talk about people and pets. The reason I say pets and not animals is because pets have names, so they are proper nouns. For example, Seema is the one who would go to her school for very long after passing out. So I am talking about the girl Seema and I'm using who. So that is when I use the relative pronoun who. In the case of a thing, I use which we shall talk about later in the video. So make sure that whenever you use who, it is always with respect to a person or a pet. So the second relative pronoun is that. Now that, unlike who, is used when you talk about people, animal and things. The only difference is that that is used in informal context. So for example, I say that Sabir went to the same neurosurgeon that his best friend consulted. Or I can say Sabir went to the same neuro clinic that his best friend went to. So whether I'm talking about the surgeon, who is a person, or a clinic, which is like a thing, I'm using that. But just remember that that is used in informal context, unlike the other pronouns. Now, when I talk about which, I only use it with respect to animals and things. Animals over here refer to, say, the general category like dogs, cats, lions, among other animals. And you talk about things. So for instance, this is the same pen which I have been trying to find from the last 1 year. Or this is the same dog which was lost 2 years ago. So like you saw, I have used which when I'm talking about, say, a dog or a pen. So this is only restricted to animals and things. Now, there's one very important thing when you talk about relative pronouns. There is a category that each one of this falls under. Maybe either a relative pronoun could be defining or non-defining. Now, who is a defining as well as a non-defining pronoun, which means that I may be talking about a lot of people. These people went to the crowd who, upon seeing a lion, got scared. So I'm talking about people in general and I'm still using who. And I gave the example previously about Seema. Now Seema is one particular person and I again used who for her. So who is both defining as well as non-defining. So that, unlike who, is only defining. You use that only when you are referring to a specific person, thing or animal. Like for example, she is the one that looked after the cat until it returned to its forever home. So I'm referring to one particular person and that is when I use that. I refer to one particular person, animal or thing when I'm using that. Which, like who, is defining and non-defining. So you can either use which when you're talking about one particular animal, multiple animals, or more than one thing. We move on to the fourth relative pronoun, which is whose. Now, whose is used when we talk about people and animals, and it is mostly used for things when we are talking in a formal context. We use whose, which is a word that is used to denote possession for people and animals. Whose, like who and which, is defining as well as non-defining, which means that you can use it to talk about multiple people or animals, or just one single person. To give you an example, the UWC High School, whose teachers once ranked among the best in the world, has now been shut down forever. So I'm using whose with reference to a particular school, but I could just be talking about schools in a particular area, or I could just be talking about animals in general and still use whose. The last relative pronoun is whom. We rarely use the word whom when we are talking. It is just in formal writing that we use whom, and it is mostly used in place of who, if who is the object of the sentence. So for example, the person for whom I have been making chocolates is no longer coming to my house. Just focus on whom, which is the object, which is the first half of the sentence. Out of all the relative pronouns that we focused on today, there are only 5. That is the only one which is defining. Rest all are defining and non-defining, including whom. I hope you all understood the major differences between each one of them. If you all have any questions regarding the usage of the same, please do not hesitate to leave your questions in the comment section below. I shall reply to all your doubts and questions. And I hope you guys give this video a big thumbs up if you all have liked the video. Do share and subscribe to my channel, The English Web. I shall see you guys soon. Goodbye.